Hello and welcome to another episode of Rebel Rogue, where today I'll be painting another mystery model. Don't know when this will come out, might be December, I don't know. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Rebel Rogue. So, you may have seen, don't know when it will have been, I don't know when these are coming out entirely. I know there's going to be 3 in December, this may be one of them. So if it is, happy December, countdown to Christmas, all that. If it's not, then I've just made myself look like a fool. But anyway, recently-ish, maybe, I painted a mystery model on the channel. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Link will be in the top right hand corner, and all that. But today I'm going to be painting another one, because I've hit a roadblock, an absolute mental roadblock with painting. I've been enjoying doing the tutorials for Space Marines and such like, and I've been enjoying painting some Death Corps of Krieg. There, Maker's Cult Valor Corps, 3D printed, and I'm painting them up. I've also sort of tried to do some Maker's Cult Feudal Guard, but not much inspiration. But the main mental block comes from this. Yeah, I know. I'm probably going to be stripping it, because it looks absolutely hideous. It is meant to be a Raven Guard Gravis Captain, but it all went horribly wrong, so yeah, that's caused me a mental roadblock. Along with also this, which is finished. It looks alright, but I feel like the panels are too flat, I don't know. But the Gravis Captain I'm hoping to strip, and then there's this, which I dug out, is Chaos Lord. I don't like him. I've been having an urge to paint Blanchitsu, and I've got only pretty much this model left to do it on. So, but it's a Space Marine and they're harder to do in Blanchitsu. Anyway, so I thought I'd paint a mystery model with R. You've seen this before, but I have edited it slightly. I'm sorry about that slight camera shuffle. Our table for all different things. I have added style if I want to roll on that, and I've changed blending to edge highlight, I've changed orange to grey, yellow to black. So I'll get the models and we can have a look. So here you can see the box of random miniatures. You can probably see in what's in it. I'm actively trying not to look. Yeah, so we can pick one out. I will close my eyes in a minute and sort that out. So eyes are closed, I can't see a thing. Yeah, let's dig around. Let's. I don't want that one. I don't know what that one is. It's a spindly thing. Don't want to paint a spindly thing. I don't actually know what this is packed in, so let's have this one. Could be a Necron. Feels something like a Necron. Yeah. You most likely saw what that was. I just put the box down and it was like, oh, it's an Eldar. I've never painted an Eldar. That'd be nice to paint. Thank you, Graham at Graham's Workshop, for giving me this Eldar. I've never painted one. It's a Guardian, I think. So, yeah, this could be some scope for interesting techniques, depending upon the dice. Yeah. The dice. So, here we have our chart, and here we have our little Eldar Guardian who's becoming a guinea pig now. Guinea pig for the crazy colour schemes of the dice. So, let's just for a bit of fun start with the character type. It's going to be a 4. It's going to be a specialist. Let's put mark a 2 there. Yep, that's a 4. It's going to have a specialist. The primary, let's start with then, go to the, let's have the metallics actually, that might be fun. 5, brass. The mood is going to be dark again. Might be interesting. Then the primary colour is going to be purple. That might be really interesting. And then secondary colour, red. That could be really nice. Until we find the highlight technique. If it's flat colour, it's going to look horrible. I spoke too soon, didn't I? Jinxed it, didn't I? Of course I did. It's flat colour. Right. I'm going against the will of the dice. I'm not going against the will of the dice. I'm re-rolling. I'm using my re-roll. There we are, 3. We did that last time. Washers and base coat reset. Let's find something nice. And no, I'm not doing all this off camera. 4. Edge highlights. So that's a base coat and then edge highlights. That could be good. That could be really good. You can see me fail at edge highlighting. And then we've got the... we've rolled that. Now we've just got the style. Now style could either be Rebel Rogue, which is just I paint it normally. Heavy Metal, I use blending, which I sort of am allowed to use because it sort of comes under the scope of edge highlights, and it's blending and edge highlights. And Blanchitsu, which is neutral colour. A lot of neutral colours. That didn't even go on camera. Neither did that one. It's a 4. So I just paint it how I'd normally paint it. Yep, so this might be good. I'll see you when we get started. So I'm pretty much ready to start. I have my purple, which is a dark purple, as stated by the dice, and a dark red. And I also need a brass, don't I? So I'm going to go with brassy brass. So I've got 3 colours essentially, but then I can use additional colours, though I don't highly know if I'm going to need to. Now I just got to decide what I'm going to paint where, because it might be interesting. I've got to have purple as the majority colour, but red is going to be interesting. Yeah. So I think I might do red pipes. That might be interesting. Red pipes and red faceplate. Certainly a lot of scope on this model. I think we're going to paint some gem effects actually. We might try some of that with edge highlighting somehow. So for that I think, should we use green? Green will contrast nicely. So we get a green ink and a silver. Let's take a really bright silver. No, we can't use a bright silver. Natural steel, I'll have to do. It's got those. We need edge highlighting colours, but we can't make them too bright, because it's got to be quite dark. And I can't use washes, because I didn't roll washes. So I'm thinking royal purple, which is a dark mid-purple. And I am thinking possibly Mephiston red or a dark vermilion. Possibly Mephiston red. Yeah, I think Mephiston red will keep it darker. So we're going to have an interesting ride with this. There are very few metallics on this model. Might have to make a few more. Anyway, let's get to it. I think we'll start with the main colour on the model, which has to be purple. Using Vallejo's Violet here, even though this is not meant to be a painting tutorial. But if you like the scheme at the end, then this can serve as a painting tutorial. I may well upload 2 of these, like one as a painting tutorial sort of thing. Any which way. So I'm going to paint this on all of the armour, because I'm thinking sort of purple on the armour might look quite nice. I've never really thought of Eldar as something I'd paint, but it's got quite a lot of armour. But you know, you can do interesting things with the colours of Eldar, because they're a very weird race. They are of course Xenos, and this is me speaking from the perspective of a sort of Space Marine, Imperium and Chaos player. And collector, and I really do like Chaos. Chaos is great. But yeah, Eldar are interesting, because they've sort of got the customizability of like Chaos without the iconography. I should probably remove the mould lines, but you know, mystery model, I'm going to keep them as they are. I didn't remove the mould line down the previous model, so why should I here? Of course, anything we've got to paint on this model has to fit this style, which is dark. Which is a shame, because I want to paint something bright and light next time. And then, I don't know how many of these I'm going to do for Christmas, but, you know. It should be good fun to do all of these, and yeah, don't quite know what to say. I'm trying to record everything here, just so you get to see my whole process, start to finish of painting a model, but there isn't a lot to say, so I'll probably put some nice music, maybe even the music I'm going to use for the Halloween special. Spoilers, or not spoilers, depending on when this comes out. There's a Halloween special. If it's out, I'll link it in the top right hand corner. If it's not, then I won't. It will be up there if you want to see it. I'll try not to spoil it here, especially if this video comes out before then. So, yep, here we are. Oh, by the way, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It will really help the channel out and allows me to make more videos like this. Allows me the reason to spend a bit of money on a box of mystery models that I don't even know what I'm getting, just for entertainment with YouTube. There's some people online, so you know, if you do appreciate this, please subscribe. It would really help out. I know I normally say at the end of videos, but most of you don't watch the end of videos, so yes, please subscribe. It would be really, really handy. Anyway, I'll quickly finish this off because I think it's almost done. Can't think of much else to say, and I'll see you for the next bit. So, with all the purple now complete, not really dry, but complete, I can move on to the red. I'm going to be using Vallejo's Extra Opaque Heavy Red here. It's the old red I used to use before I started majority using Mephiston red, but it is a good dark red colour. And now I've got nightmares on my wet palette. Yeah, nightmare. Eek. 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 Paint's going everywhere. Eek. 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 Yes, indeed, eek. Eek. So I now have me heavy red, and I'm going to, or my, I should say, speaking the Queen's English, I'm going to paint the gun, shuriken cannon, that's what it's called, isn't it? That is what they call them. Maybe I should get Eldrad Ulthram. I might enjoy him. That'd be good. Or I could get a Farseer on Jetbike. Or a Spirit Seer. I don't play them, but I like the idea. Just painting this now. Maybe I should just buy more Eldar. Maybe everyone's life will be made better if they paint an Eldar. Because I'm just actually starting to enjoy this. The colour combinations you can do. Because it's not like Space Marines where it's like, you don't paint them purple. You don't paint them pink. I know you can paint them that, but most don't have those colours. I know Hawklords have got purple. I'm trying to think, he'll be bombarding me in the comments with every chapter that's purple, but the main one I can think of is Emperor's Children. But, you know, you don't often paint them garish colours like purple and red, or pink, or colours like that. They're not very commonly painted. But with Eldar, does it really matter? They're all a bit different. They're all different, they're all unique. So I'm going to paint the faceplate in red, and I'm going to quickly twist the hairs on the brush back to a point. Yeah. I think some people, there's a certain type of people who will enjoy this series. It's mainly people who would like to see the way I paint, or like to see the way I approach an interesting concept like this mystery model. I think they'll enjoy this series, along with people who regularly watch the channel and enjoy my personality, which I guess is not a lot of you. But then there's also the sort of people who just enjoy watching mystery models. People enjoy the suspension, or just people who like to listen to me talk on and on about stuff whilst I paint a model, and they listen to the video whilst painting their own. I don't mind if you do that. It's up to you what you do with your life. Ooh, I've got a big question. Do I paint the big thing on his back in this? I know, because it wraps around, doesn't it? Oh no, it's complicated. Eldar. Eek. It's Eldari tech. under there. No, it wraps under. Means it would wrap into the chest plate. I like to paint a model for some reason. I like to paint it how it is, just how everything is constructed. I think that goes. I think the shoulder pads separate. No, they don't look it. Yeah, there's some interesting things with Eldar. Some of you, I'm quite aware, will probably absolutely hate this colour scheme and think I'm butchering the Eldari Craft World Storm Guardian look. But you know, I like this colour. I like it as a scheme, and as this is my particular series, I'm going to paint them this way. No, that looks terrible. Don't paint that. Maybe paint. No, that will contrast. Eek. I'll tidy that up in a bit. But for now, we can move on to painting the brass bits, perhaps, or the. Let's just move on to painting the metallics and base coating the gems. Moving on to the gems, I'm going to quickly go with natural steel, just to give them a grim, sort of dark undercoat to them. Don't even need to put it on my palette, I've still got a bit of it wet. I was painting earlier this evening. Yeah, onto the gem here, and just avoid too much pooling. And if you're wondering why I'm sort of using breathy voice, it's probably because I haven't had anything to drink. I need to get a drink. My throat's a bit dry. Just having a think there, whilst I was a bit quiet, just having a think about GCSEs, what they are in different countries, at the sort of end of high school, end of secondary school exams that like you take when you're 16, that sort of GCSE, rather than, I don't know, an A-level. Just thinking about them. Thinking about what they're called in other countries, what the equivalent is. I don't even know what the equivalent in Scotland is. I should know that. I was also thinking about the age at which people choose them, and how that might influence their life in the future. Oh, I should probably move the light, shouldn't I? Oh. Don't know if that's helped. There we are. And then the gem on the side of his head. Yeah, this seems to be a sort of more podcasty style video, very ramble on about things. Get lost in thought whilst I paint a model. I don't really have a systematic approach to painting models. I just go with however. Usually for my tutorials I try and go about it in the most sensible manner. For example, doing all the base coats and then all the washes and then all the highlights, which is quite sensible, and I think it provides an easy viewing thing. I could very easily just do it so that we paint the whole of the coat, or the whole of the, I don't know, the belts, all of the belts. I could do that if you'd prefer, but I think the base coats then the base coats then washes is easier for beginners. And I'd say my tutorials are more targeted towards them. Though if you're looking for an inspiration for a scheme, you could probably find them here. Anyway, we can now move on to the copper and other parts, that sort of brass rather, on the model. Do you think I should premiere these videos? Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Anyway, I'm going to paint the magazine down here in this brass, along with the Eldar thing there, and I think this pipe as well. I They're the main areas that are metal. I don't really know Eldar very well. I know a bit about the law and the fall. I need to still correct that hand. I know a bit about the fall and the fact they ended up bringing Slanesh into the world. Basically meaning that, along with humanity, the Eldar are essentially the worst race in the galaxy for bringing Chaos Gods in. But they're also one of the best because they sort of repent and reform themselves. That's the Craft Worlds, rather. Not really the Drakari. The Drakari are still living their decadent lives. I wonder if the Eldar and the Drakari have ever fought a war. Let's look that up. Don't have anything to look it up in, anything specific. But you know, there is Google. There is Google. Anyway, there we are. I think we're pretty much ready to go on to the highlights, which is going to be scary, because I've got to do edge highlighting, and I'm not very good at it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you once I've mentally prepared myself. Having collected my wits about me, we can now start to highlight this model. I probably won't do it all on camera, as it is quite stressful and takes quite a long time. So, I'll be using Vallejo's Royal Purple, which I haven't shaken enough. It's gone everywhere. Seems like today's the day of disaster, isn't it? Just the Royal Purple. And we're going to see if we can get more out of this Eldar. I haven't done a video on edge highlighting yet, but you get the idea. You probably know what it is. Plenty of videos out there. So, by no design of my own, I think in flat colour this model really would not have looked good. And thus, we're not gonna. I think I might get rid of the flat colour option. It just doesn't look good. So, yeah, we're gonna have a strange model here. If anyone was wondering when I rolled my painting style is pretty much what you see on camera. It is basically speed. I try and make models look good in a shorter amount of time, but sometimes, especially on characters, I take my time. But mainly I like to use a lot of layering rather than, say, edge highlighting. I don't use a lot of edge highlighting, mainly because I started in Middle Earth, which doesn't look particularly good if you edge highlight it. So, yeah, I started in Middle Earth and then only recently really moved to 40k. And I do like 40k, it's a nice universe. It's an interesting universe. I'll unplug the power cable if there was a buzz. I do apologise. Do apologise for my incompetence. Yeah, so this purple's added a bit of warmth to this model. If it was Blanchitsu, I don't know how I'd do it. With red and purple, two very, very strong colours. I suppose the purple I can mix grey into and get a desaturated purple. But the red, that would have been more difficult. If you're wondering, I'm using a size 2 Raphael A404 series. Oh no, wait a minute, it's a size 1, rather I lie, it's a size 1. So it's got a very nice point on it, and I am able to do edge highlighting with it. Makes it a very good brush. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'll finish this off and I'll get back for when we're doing the red. So, as you can see, the purple has now all been subtly edge highlighted. I'll probably off camera do another highlight onto it, another edge highlight. But for the red, I think I'm going to go straight to an orange. I think this will give a nice look to the model. I'm going to be using Vallejo's bright orange for this. Bright orange? Yeah, nice. Oh no, it's meant to be dark, isn't it? The overall theme is dark. So we're not going to go with orange. Instead, we're going to use Vallejo's scarlet, or if you want it in Spanish, escarlata. I'm not very good at Spanish pronunciation, haven't done Spanish for a while. Decent at French, but, you know. Strange things you end up talking about when painting miniatures. Languages. Bonjour et bienvenue. I am thinking that at some point I might do an entire video in French. I'd probably Google Translate it, or make it simple, like, I don't know, painting a, don't know what, intercessor. Actually, I might not Google Translate it. I think I've just about got the skill to translate it myself, but it would have to be a scripted video, I'm afraid. Most of these videos aren't scripted, but I usually have some idea of what I'm doing. But the French one, if I did one in French, I would have to script it because I'm not very good at French on the fly. I'm more of a translator of French. I prefer translating it and writing in it, and doing the writing rather than the speaking. I can speak French, but it's not decent at speaking it. I understand the language. I prefer the grammar rules, really. I prefer the French grammar rules. I like having a dictionary, but it's usually not convenient when you're actually in France or another French-speaking country, such as Morocco. I think Morocco speaks French and Arabic. I think it speaks Arabic. It's one strange geographical thing, that Arabic is spoken from the Middle East all the way to North Africa. Same language. It's a bit like how things like spices, spicy food, or some people might call it hot food, is realistically it's actually spicy food, but spicy food being consumed all the way from Asia and India and places all the way to North Africa and Morocco. I'm sort of cheating here with the face mask. I can't really edge highlight it very well due to its location, but there we are. Yeah, there we are. I think the gun and the red is all edge highlighted now, but I don't know what I'm going to do about the copper, or the bronze, or the brass, or whatever it is. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to have a look at my sheet. I think it's brass, but not too sure. Anyway, I'll have a think about that and be back. So I think off camera I did a quick highlight to these gemstones, or something. I did something with the gemstones. Sorry about the camera shake there. Me touching the camera and all that. But I've applied a quick highlight to the gemstones, and I think I'm going to use some green ink on them. Bit of Vallejo's Game Ink Green and just to create a sort of gem-like effect. I believe I only put a couple of spots of colour in the top corner of it. There's all sorts of crazy gem effects you can do, but this is going to be quite simple. Usually it will be edge highlighting and that sort of thing, but this is more of a special effect rather than a basic thing. So just taking my ink and applying it just to the silver areas. As you can see, it's taken on metallic sheen, and I think this creates quite a nice gem-like effect. Quick and easy tips. I'm likely in the future to make a video on tinting with inks, but this is always a good technique to know and to learn. Usually you can do this over grey, you can do this over silver, you can do this over most colours, but I find grey, neutral tones usually work best. And if you want metallic, neutral metallics. It's how I paint the Alpha Legion armour. I paint armour on my Alpha Legion figures, troops, Space Marines. I'm also going to apply this somehow to the weird spinal bits. As you can see, it doesn't look very good when applied to the purple, but that's pretty much it. And I think with that, I think this model's pretty much done. Though I think I'll base it. Yeah, let's base it on camera. So for this little model, I'm going to be basing it in the same way as I based my previous model. I'm trying not to say what it was. If it's been out already, you've probably seen what it was. You'll probably have seen in the thumbnail. No, you won't have done because it's mystery model, isn't it? You'll see at some point, probably on Facebook or Instagram, how I based it. But this is the same method. So I'm literally just going to take some trade strength PVA glue, which at the minute is trade strength instant hot chocolate, or hot cocoa, or however you want it. Basically melted drinking chocolate. But I'm just going to put it a little bit, spread it quite thinly across the space. And it is different. This is different to a quick and easy basing guide I did a while ago, but it's also similar in a way. Well, I take that, and this time, rather than dipping it in earth and sand, which you will have seen in the previous video if you watched it up there, I'm going to be dipping it in ricotta, or ricotta, quote unquote ricotta. It's sand I picked up at a beach. Got this tip off Casey from eBay Miniature Rescues, so shout out to him. I know he's bigger than me, but feels good to do a shout out, you know, make people feel inferior. That doesn't really help. But I've literally just dipped it in the beach sand, and I've had some really, really bad luck. Absolutely none of the little rocks have appeared. So instead, because I want a couple of little rocks, I'm going to pick out a couple of little rocks. I'm going to take my PVA glue brush, which you should always make sure it's an older brush you use for PVA glue, one that's lost its tip and absolutely lost its purposeness. I usually leave it in water, which is a bad thing to do with your normal brushes, but it does help to keep them pretty soft, keep PVA glue ones. So I'm just going to stick rock down there. If I had some tufts, I'd put some tufts on, but I don't have any tufts, so I can't. I think I might take... You know, I've got tweezers, haven't I? That one. And I'm going to apply it that way around. To the bottom. Bit of glue. To the bottom. And apply it there. Like so. Maybe I should have a flat one. No, maybe not. But as you can see, even if you were to sift all the rocks and stones, you do get a really nice, quite a light sand off the beach, and it's quite fine. As opposed to, say, building sand, which I find is slightly darker, and you get so much more texture in beach sand, as well as the little pebbles. So I'm pretty sure this model's pretty much done. You can paint the base round. I would recommend doing that. I'm going to paint it black. Just a nice clean look. And then I can call this model done. if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to smash that like button, as they say. Hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to be notified when I upload a video. It would be really good if you are notified, but if you're on YouTube regularly and you hit that subscriptions thing, if you're on the app, I am presuming you are on the app, but if you're not, there's still a subscriptions thing. Then if you hit that, you'll probably see a little thing next to my name. Press that button and you'll see my newest upload. Of course, it's much easier if you turn on notifications. YouTube gives you strange notifications if you do, but, you know, downside. If you want to connect with us on Facebook, you'll find the link in the description below, as well as a link to my Instagram page, where you can see pictures of works in progress that I'm doing, or video content sometimes, usually video content early. There'll be pictures of, you know, Necrons or whatever I'm working on.